In any incident, to prevent injury, particularly in the case of a vehicle rollover, it's important to secure all cabin equipment. Because the vehicle is on its side, normal access facilities are not usable. Therefore, please exercise caution when exiting the vehicle. In most instances, the battery isolation switch will be inaccessible. Rollover protection switches, which isolate the battery in the event of a rollover incident, are fitted to the vehicles. Where able, drivers should activate the emergency shutdown. Caution: do not confuse the brake release with an ESD. Check and confirm accessible valves are closed. In this incident, the driver quickly identifies a leak coming from the side of the tanker. The source of the leak is the rotor gauge, which is inaccessible by the driver. Previous experience shows that LPG liquid may vent from the rotor gauge vent valve. Moisture from the atmosphere condenses and freezes around the leak. The result is a solid block of ice forming around the immediate area of the leak. This creates additional complications to close the valve. Where unodorized gas or LNG is being transported, drivers may need to use gas detectors to identify leaks. Caution: LPG is heavier than air and will travel downhill and downwind. LNG is lighter than air and will eventually disperse into the atmosphere. As a dangerous goods delivery driver, under the ADG code, as long as you're physically able, you're required to manage the site until emergency services arrive. Put out safety cones and triangles where practicable. Members of the public cannot be directed to assist. However, if they volunteer their help, they can be utilised to assist.
Are you okay? Can I help you?
As an example, a first aider may be able to assist with any casualties. All phone calls are to be made outside the exclusion zone. Report the accident to 000. Always call the National Emergency Response Call Service, often referred to as NERCS, on 1800 093 336. This service is monitored 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Provide NERCS with details of the incident. You will need to give your name and contact details, the location of the incident, what emergency services are needed or have been requested, detail any injuries, and provide a brief description of the incident. Manage the incident site until emergency services arrive. At all times, being conscious of your own safety and that of others. Where possible, record all details at the site. Gather and record information to assist in the report. Where practicable, take photos, notes, other driver details, witness details. Do not admit liability. Complete the incident report and insurance forms on return to the depot. The Fire and Emergency Services Station Officer should ascertain local knowledge of the tanker and product from the driver. Confirm with the driver tanker contents and litres, isolation of power, how and where can the power and gas be isolated. Consult emergency guides for specific gas characteristics and any other persons trapped. The on-scene commander is a representative of the company who provides guidance and technical support to the emergency services. They communicate with the Clean Heat Incident Management Team, IMT, briefing them on the situation. In consultation with emergency services, they coordinate the recovery process and provide logistic support, such as cranes and low loaders, as well as welfare support for drivers, staff and family members. Heavy lift airbags and shoring blocks are used to raise the tanker and create access to the rotor gauge valve.
Through there, through those sluts, and also vacuum through there.
The incident now transitions into a recovery phase. All information and processes are to be agreed and documented. In some circumstances, such as remote locations, Clean Heat may have a delayed response in providing either a recovery tanker or an emergency trailer to our own incidents. Clean Heat is a member of Gas Energy Australia, the peak body representing the gaseous fuels industry. Gas Energy Australia hosts a website which includes information including industry assistance in emergency response. This information can be accessed by Clean Heat representatives who have the appropriate password access. At any time, Clean Heat can request assistance from, or could be asked to provide assistance to, other Gas Energy Australia members. This may expedite the recovery process if these resources are available externally. Requests for mutual aid are made through the Clean Heat National Emergency Response Call Service number 1800 093 336. This is a permanently staffed call centre, monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, and ensures that all requests for assistance are escalated within the business in a prompt time frame. All tankers have drain valves, which are located under the actual barrel. These are separate to the normal LPG plumbing and can be accessed as a connection point for removal of product. Product recovery with the use of emergency response trailer. This is the Clean Heat preferred method to transfer LPG in an emergency situation. It provides both propane liquid transfer and also the ability to depressurise the damaged vehicle. Tanker to tanker recovery. Some tankers are equipped with pumps that will transfer liquid propane. This method is suitable for non-emergency situations such as a vehicle breakdown. Tanker to tanker recovery will remove liquid propane but will not be able to depressurise the donor tanker. Following tanker incidents, it is a Clean Heat gas preferred procedure to depressurise the incident tanker prior to its relocation. Clean Heat documentation explains the process to minimise static electricity build-up during field transfers. When product transfer is not possible, the use of a portable flare kit is the remaining option. There are two methods of operation. LPG vapour can be released through the flare to vent gas into the open atmosphere. This can only be done in an open clearing in non-built-up areas. As an example, this option would be suitable where the tanker is in a fire-prone area and lighting the flare may escalate the incident. In built-up areas, LPG vapour can be released through the flare and the vented gas is ignited. There is no concern for vapour clouds as the gas burns off harmlessly. With a tanker on its side, internal pipework limits the amount of liquid propane that can be removed. Therefore, the remainder of the product and tank depressurising is completed after the tanker is righted. Clean Heat documentation details the information that the crane operators require to ensure the correct recovery equipment is dispatched. During setup of the cranes and in preparation for recovery, a 50-metre safety exclusion zone is required around the tanker. This will normally be discussed and agreed to by the emergency services in attendance. All recovery staff have detailed instructions on the approved recovery process, as Clean Heat has detailed lift studies for all tankers and cylinder trucks. A Job Safety Analysis, JSA, document is provided at all recovery incidents, which details hazards and controls. All attendees are required to sign onto the JSA to confirm everyone understands the incident and the recovery process. As a safety precaution, riggers will use hooks to pull the lifting equipment under the tanker to minimise personal danger should the tanker move. Clean heat response and recovery documentation details approve slinging methods and sling locations on the Clean Heat and Evol LNG fleet. Normally, Clean Heat requires 2 cranes to be used, which have the ability to provide a more controlled lift. Where 2 cranes are not available, then Clean Heat also has detailed lift studies for a single crane lift. In this scenario, the riggers will choke the slings to secure them from slippage around the barrel. Whilst this has a small derating effect of the safe working load of the slings, the use of 4 20-ton slings provides a significant safety margin. All slings and other dedicated recovery equipment is inspected and certified every quarter. This provides Clean Heat with a rapid recovery capability to respond and recover assets. To fully access the vehicle and set the lifting slings in the correct places, riggers may need to use platform ladders. Where bolts or sharp edges are concerned, rubber packing is used to provide added protection to the lifting equipment. Slings are adjusted as such that both cranes take the weight of the tanker. The riggers act as spotters for the crane drivers and direct the lift with hand signals and radio communications. If radios are not intrinsically safe, the user must remain outside the exclusion zone. The tanker is then lifted from the ground. One crane then releases the cable, which causes the tanker to rotate in mid-air. This orientates the tanker with its wheels down. Once upright, the tanker is gently lowered to the ground. Prior to the cranes releasing the tanker's weight, its wheels will be chocked to secure it from movement. Once the vehicle is upright, on the ground, the remaining product will be removed from the tanker. After available product is removed, Clean Heat will endeavour to further minimise risk by reducing the tanker's internal pressure. This process will normally take several hours. However, dependent on direction from emergency services, the tanker may be relocated to a nearby safe location where this can be done. If the vehicle is towed or removed by a low loader, a dangerous goods licensed driver must accompany the incident vehicle in the cabin of the recovery vehicle. In some situations, Clean Heat may need to ensure the area is clear of accident debris before final departure of the incident location. Where fuels, oils or hydraulics have leaked, the area will be remediated.